We're almost halfway through the year. Everyone's doing a best games to come out this month video. I figured I'd do my own, but put a little twist on it. Because I'm broke, I figured what games are really worth it that are coming out this year. Because I can only spend money on so much games. I mean, I don't have a job right now. I only picked 6 games that I think you gotta play this year. 2 of them have already dropped, and one of them I guarantee is the game of the year. Yo, what's up? Fat President here. And if you're new, I'm pretty broke and have no idea what I'm doing, but I do love playing video games and I love Muay Thai. So we've just been going with it. So this isn't going to be another top 10 video games this month or some video where some dude lists every game that's going to come out in order. This is actually a short list. Games I'm willing to spend real money on. Games I think you should buy and you'll enjoy.
By nightfall, hundreds of thousands were dead. Emergence Day had earned its name. Like many of you, I was only a child then.
All right, starting with Gears of War E-Day. Now, honestly, I'm a PlayStation guy. I haven't owned an Xbox in years. And this game's launching on Xbox and PC in 2026. There's been no PlayStation version confirmed at launch. But Gears of War Reloaded came out to PS5 last year, and there's been leaks pointing to a PS5 version of E-Day 2. Nothing official, but I'd bet it shows up on PlayStation within a year of launch. Patient gamers always win. I'm saving my money for this game. Here's why I actually care about this one. It's a prequel set 14 years before the original Gears of War, so we're seeing Marcus and Dom, but young, before they were the grizzled vets we know, fighting through actual Emergence Day, the day the Locust came up out of the ground and ended the world. And the studio said this isn't going to be open world like Gears 5. They're going back to that tight, terrifying linear style that made the original a 10 out of 10. Built on Unreal Engine 5, new gore system, new destruction, the Locusts are going to look terrifying, and I'm into it. And bro, let's talk about the multiplayer. The OG Gears of War PvP was legendary. Nasher shotgun duels, active reload, wall balancing, execution mode, 2v2 wingman. I sunk so many hours into that as a kid. The dev team's been confirming through job listings that multiplayer is coming back, and the creative director straight up said Gears has a clear DNA for gameplay modes. You can anticipate where we're going. Translation: yes, PvP is coming, and Horde mode too, almost guaranteed. If they nail multiplayer like the old games, this is a forever game. No exact date yet, but leaks point to September 2026. There's a Gears Direct happening June 7th, right after the Xbox showcase, so we'll probably get a real date then. Number 5, Fable. And a huge news for me. This one's launching on PS5 day 1. Autumn 2026, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, all at the same time. Xbox finally figured it out. This is the first new mainline Fable since Fable 3 in 2010. That's 16 years. They're rebuilding the whole thing from scratch. The new story, new world, new combat. You're playing one of the first heroes of the new generation in Albion. That's the fantasy kingdom Fable's always been set in. Playground Games is making it, the same studio that does Forza Horizon. Here's what got me hyped. They're calling the combat style weaving. Basically, you can hit a guy with your sword, then straight into a fireball, then pull your bow and snipe somebody across the field, all without pressing pause or swapping menus. It's seamless, and that's a massive upgrade from the old Fable, where it felt kinda clunky. The other thing that's wild, over 1,000 NPCs in the game. All handcrafted, all fully voiced. Each one has their own name, their own job, their own daily routine, their own opinions, and every single thing you do affects how they see you. Classic Fable morality system, but cranked up. You can talk to every single one of them. That's insane. And get this, every single building in the game, you can go inside. Every building. The dev said you could break into any house and rob it, or buy property and live in it with your family. You can get married, have kids, own multiple houses. It's not just a quest hub. It's basically a life sim wrapped in an open world RPG. No official word on game length yet, but this is shaping up to be at least a 50-60 hour experience. Easy, if not way more. If you love RPGs and you love getting lost in a world for weeks at a time, this is definitely one for you. Number 4, Onimusha, Way of the Sword. First new mainline Onimusha in 20 years. 2 decades is kind of wild. Playing as Miyamoto Musashi, who's an actual real-life legendary Japanese swordsman. Capcom does this thing where they pull historical figures into their games. He's wielding the Oni Gauntlet, hunting demons in a corrupted Edo-era Kyoto. The whole city is twisted by these clouds of malice, and you're going through cutting down Genma, these underworld monsters trying to take over. Now I know what you're thinking, Souls-like, right? Nope, the devs literally came out and said they're not trying to make an impossibly difficult game. It's just classic third-person action with parry mechanics, soul collecting, and Oni vision ability that lets you see all the demons in the area. Now here's where it stands out, and it's actually the opposite of what most games are doing right now. It's not open world, it's a linear game with some open areas and side quests, but it's not a sandbox. The director straight up said they didn't want to chase the open world or Souls-like trends everybody else is doing. They went the other way. Tight, focus level design, cinematic camera, beautiful detail. Every level matters. The combat is what carries this. There's a parry system called Isen. You nail the timing, your sword cuts through enemies in one hit. Doesn't matter how big they are. There's also Break Isen for boss fights. You target specific body parts to deal either massive damage or farm extra souls. There are 3 types of souls. Yellow heals you, red upgrades your gear, and blue lets you pull out Oni armaments, which are crazy demon weapons that do massive damage. So while Fable, Crimson Desert, and GTA are all open world games trying to be everything, Onimusha is doubling down on being one thing and being incredible at it. Pure swordplay. If you missed the era when games were tight, focused, in 15 to 20 hours instead of 80, this is for you. Hits PS5, Xbox, and PC sometime in 2026. Number 3. Alright, you knew it was coming. GTA 6, November 19th, 2026. That's the date. It's locked in. The Take-Two CEO literally just doubled down on it last week at a conference. It'll be released on PS5 and Xbox. Sorry PC players, you'll be getting it later. That's just how Rockstar has always done it. I don't even need to sell you on this one, but here's what we actually know. It's set in fictional Florida with Vice City as the main city. 2 protagonists this time, Jason Duval and Lucia. Lucia, she's the first non-optional female lead in a mainline GTA. Bonnie and Clyde dynamic. They're a couple and they're criminals together. They pull off an easy score, it goes sideways, and now they're caught up in a statewide conspiracy. GTA 5 came out in 2013. I was 14. I'm 27 now. That's 13 years between games. Rockstar's been quietly working on this for over a decade. Every NPC, every system, every interaction. They said it's their most ambitious project ever. And this is the studio that made Red Dead 2. So, yeah. If you can only buy one game this year, this is the one. I'm pre-ordering whatever the most expensive collector's edition is the second they put it up, and I'll figure out the rest later. Okay, so those are the 4 games that aren't out yet. But here's the thing. 2026 has already given us some bangers. So the last 2 games that are out right now, and one of them I think could win Game of the Year. Number 2, Resident Evil Requiem. Came out February 27th, and listen, I don't say this lightly. This might be the best Resident Evil game ever made. 96% positive on Steam. Critics are calling it the best Resident Evil since Resident Evil 2 Remake. Game Informer literally called it a soaring piece of survival horror theater. Here's why you need to play this game. Most games give you one experience. This gives you 2 completely different games in a single package. You play Grace Ashcroft, FBI analyst, daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from the OG Resident Evil Outbreak. Her sections are pure horror, first person, limited resources, sneaking, hiding under tables. There's a monster called Marie that stalks her through the building. She walks through walls, walks through ceilings. The only way to damage her is to lure her into the light. I'm telling you, if you want to be genuinely scared, like put the controller down and walk away scared, this is it. And then they bring back Leon. Leon Kennedy. First time he's been the main guy in 14 years, since Resident Evil 6. His sections flip the whole game on its head. Third person, action focused, way more aggressive. A hatchet that parries attacks. Full arsenal of guns. Resident Evil 4 era, Leon. Fast, brutal, one-liners that work. The genius part, you can swap between first and third person at any time on either character. Want pure horror? Lock it to first. Want more action? Third. It's your game. Look, if you've ever liked a Resident Evil game, even one, you need to play this. If you've never played Resident Evil, this is the perfect entry point because it covers both sides of the franchise in one game. $60. And number one, game of the year so far for me, Crimson Desert. Came out March 19th, and I'm not exaggerating. This is one of the most ambitious open worlds ever made. Pearl Abyss, the studio behind Black Desert Online, finally made a single player game, and they cooked. You play Cliff, mercenary leader in a faction called the Greymanes. In the beginning, you get ambushed and actually die, and then get brought back to life by a mysterious supernatural force. And now you're trying to save the entire continent. Game of Thrones level of dark fantasy, British accents, dialogues that swear like crazy. They lean into everything. Here's what blew my mind: the scale of the game. The entire continent is rendered as one location. From any high point, you can literally see every inch of the world. No loading screens. You ride horses, glide off cliffs with a wingsuit, ride a dragon, pilot mechs, base building, faction wars, cooking, crafting. Reviewers are calling it an MMO wrapped in a single player package. And the combat is insane. Swords, spears, great swords, axes, dual wield swords, bows. You can beat the crap out of people with your bare hands. You could wrestle and grapple and just slam dudes. It's kind of like The Witcher meets Tears of Kingdom. Real talk, the story's not the strongest part. Reviewers are mixed on it. But here's the thing. When this world is this good, when the combat feels this fluid, when you have this much to do, you honestly don't care. You're not playing for cutscenes. You're playing to lose 60 hours of your life in a world you don't want to leave. And listen, Pearl Abyss is doing something most studios don't. They've shipped 5 major patches in 6 weeks. They listened to feedback and fixed stuff within days. People said the world felt empty after you cleared regions. They added a system where factions take territory back. People wanted to refight bosses. They just dropped a feature that lets you rematch all 69 bosses with scaled difficulty. The devs actually care. And honestly, GTA 6 better not slip up, because if Rockstar drops the ball even a little bit, Crimson Desert is taking Game of the Year. It's not even a question of if this game wins awards. It's how many. You've got Game of the Year, Best RPG, Best Direction, Best Art. Pearl Abyss is walking out of the Game Awards with a bag. Bottom line, if you love open worlds or exploring or combat, this is the game for you. $60 on PS5, Xbox, and PC. And honestly, it's one of the best games I've ever played. Real quick, before we wrap this up, I want to give a couple honorable mentions. Both of these games came out in April. Both of them are good games. I just don't think they have the same staying power as the 6 on the list. Now let me explain. The first one, Pragmata. Capcom dropped this on April 17th. It's a sci-fi action adventure set on a lunar research station. You're playing as Hugh, a spacefarer, and Diana, this android girl, and you're working together to fight off a hostile AI that's taken over the whole place. The combat is unique. You shoot robots with Hugh's guns, but most of them have armor that blocks bullets, so Diana has to hack their weak points open in real time while you're aiming. It's like puzzle meets shooter. Graphics are gorgeous, storyline is solid, sold over 1 million copies in 2 days. Honestly, it's the kind of game you put on when you're homesick from school, none of your friends are online, you don't really have anything to do. Slower paced atmosphere, kind of chill. It's worth playing, but I beat it once and I don't really feel like I'll ever go back to it. And then the second one, Sorrows. It just came out April 30th, PS5 exclusive, made by Housemarque, same studio that made Returnal. It's kind of a spin, same thing as Returnal. You play as Arjun on this shape-shifting alien planet called Carcosa. The gunplay is some of the best I've played all year. They call it bullet ballet. You're constantly weaving between shooting and dodging neon projectiles flying at you. It looks insane. One of the most fun solo experiences I've had in a while. But heads up, it's a roguelite, so when you die, you go back to the start of the run. That's the whole game. But if you've never played one, it can be brutally frustrating. I almost rage quit a few times. Solid story, great combat. But again, once I beat it, I wasn't really itching to go back. Now look, both of these are good games. Pragmata and Sorrows are worth your time if you've got the cash. But here's the thing. I value your time and money. And 6 games on my main list, those are the games I'd play through multiple times. Games I'm going to be going back to next year and the year after that. Pragmata and Sorrows, I beat them and I was done. That's the difference. If this video helped you out, leave a comment. Tell me what game you've enjoyed most this year. And tell me what game you can't wait until it drops.